Hey guys, welcome back. I hope everyone's having a good day. I'm so tired right now. I've been having a really hard time getting up in the morning before my daughter to read the Bible and pray. And then I've also been having trouble doing these videos during my daughter's nap time too because I lay down with her to put her down for her nap. And oh my goodness, sometimes I'm like, it's so hard for me to get up and to come in here and pray and read the Bible. Like I was praying right now and I got so relaxed and I felt like I was gonna like fall asleep. Oh my gosh, it's terrible. I don't know why I've been so tired lately. But today we are finishing the book Lamentations, which I didn't realize it was so short. And then we're actually starting the book Ezekiel, which I believe is an angel's name. So I read a little bit of it when I was recording the chapters, and it was really interesting. So I'm excited to read that again right now. So before we start today's chapters, though, I just want to say a quick possible welcome to any newcomers. I have been reading the Bible for about a year now, getting to know God through prayer and reading the Bible. I also go to church. I've been going to church all year since the beginning of the year. And church is difficult for me. I have trouble with church, but I'm going. And yeah, I've just been really, really trying to seek God and get to know Him and really just, you know, get to know Him, develop a relationship with Him, see, where He's taking me on this journey in life, that in this plan and will that He has for my life. And I have been sharing my journey of what it's really been like from going from not believing in God at all to believing in Him, starting to read the Bible, praying, and getting to know Him over the past year and what it's really been like, the ups, the downs, everything. So if you want to check out my playlist, you're welcome to. You're welcome to join me, follow along, or if you want to just check out some of my videos. On the playlist, day 1 and 2 are the only days that don't have the recording of the chapters, though. All the rest of them do. I didn't start doing that until day 3. So you're welcome to read along with me in my playlist. We're over halfway through the Bible. We have a couple months left. I don't know, like 4 months left, something like that, 3-4 months. And it's been quite the journey. And when I'm actually done fully reading the Bible, I'm going to make a video kind of giving like my testimony. And because I've already, just in the past year, God's already like done so much within me. And I've been doing so much better than I've been doing my whole life. So shout out to God. All right, let's get into today's chapters.
My enemies, without cause, hunted me down like a bird. They silenced my life in the pit and threw stones at me. The waters flowed over my head. I said, I am cut off. I called on your name, O Lord, from the lowest pit. You have heard my voice. Do not hide your ear from my sighing, from my cry for help. You drew near on the day I called on you and said, do not fear. O Lord, you have pleaded the case for my soul. You have redeemed my life. O Lord, you have seen how I am wronged. Judge my case. You have seen all their vengeance, all their schemes against me. You have heard their reproach, O Lord, all their schemes against me. The lips of my enemies and their whispering against me all the day. Look at their sitting down and their rising up. I am their taunting song. Repay them, O Lord, according to the work of their hands. Give them a veiled heart. Your curse be upon them. In your anger, pursue and destroy them from under the heavens of the Lord. How the gold has become dim. How changed the fine gold. The stones of the sanctuary are scattered at the head of every street. The precious sons of Zion, valuable as fine gold, how they are regarded as clay pots, the work of the hands of the potter. Even the jackals present their breasts to nurse their young. But the daughter of my people is cruel, like ostriches in the wilderness. The tongue of the infant clings to the roof of its mouth for thirst. The young children ask for bread, but no one breaks it for them. Those who ate delicacies are desolate in the streets. Those who were brought up in scarlet embrace ash heaps. The punishment of the iniquity of the daughter of my people is greater than the punishment of the sin of Sodom, which was overthrown in a moment, with no hand to help her. Her Nazarites were brighter than snow, and whiter than milk. They were more ruddy in body than rubies, like sapphire in their appearance. Now their appearance is blacker than soot. They go unrecognized in the streets. Their skin clings to their bones. It has become as dry as wood. Those slain by the sword are better off than those who die of hunger. For these pine away, stricken for lack of the fruits of the field. The hands of the compassionate women have cooked their own children. They became food for them in the destruction of the daughter of my people. The Lord has fulfilled his fury. He has poured out his fierce anger. He kindled a fire in Zion, and it has devoured its foundations. The kings of the earth and all inhabitants of the world would not have believed that the adversary and the enemy could enter the gates of Jerusalem, because of the sins of her prophets and the iniquities of her priests, who shed in her midst the blood of the just. They wandered blind in the streets. They have defiled themselves with blood, so that no one would touch their garments. They cried out to them, "Go away, unclean! Go away, go away, do not touch us." When they fled and wandered, those among the nations said, "They shall no longer dwell here." The face of the Lord scattered them. He no longer regards them. The people do not respect the priests, nor show favor to the elders. Still our eyes failed us, watching vainly for our help. In our watching, we watched for a nation that could not save us. They tracked our steps so that we could not walk in our streets. Our end was near. Our days were over, for our end had come. Our pursuers were swifter than the eagles of the heavens. They pursued us on the mountains and lay in wait for us in the wilderness. The breath of our nostrils, the anointed of the Lord, was caught in their pits, of whom we said, "Under his shadow we shall live among the nations." Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, you who dwell in the land of Uz. The cup shall also pass over to you, and you shall become drunk and make yourself naked. The punishment of your iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no longer send you into captivity. He will punish your iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will uncover your sins. Remember, O Lord, what has come upon us. Look and behold our reproach. Our inheritance has been turned over to aliens, and our houses to foreigners. We have become orphans and waifs. Our mothers are like widows. We pay for the water we drink, and our wood comes at a price. They pursue at our heels. We labor and have no rest. We have given our hand to the Egyptians and the Assyrians to be satisfied with bread. Our fathers sinned and are no more, but we bear their iniquities. Servants rule over us. There is none to deliver us from their hand. We get our bread at the risk of our lives because of the sword in the wilderness. Our skin is hot as an oven because of the fever of famine. They ravished the women in Zion, the maidens in the cities of Judah. princes were hung up by their hands, and elders were not respected. Young men ground at the millstones. Boys staggered under loads of wood. The elders have ceased gathering at the gate, and the young men from their music. The joy of our heart has ceased. Our dance has turned into mourning. The crown has fallen from our head. Woe to us, for we have sinned. Because of this, our heart is faint. Because of these things, our eyes grow dim. Because of Mount Zion, which is desolate, with foxes walking about on it. You, O Lord, remain forever, your throne from generation to generation. Why do you forget us forever, and forsake us for so long a time? Turn us back to you, O Lord, and we will be restored. Renew our days as of old, unless you have utterly rejected us and are very angry with us. Now it came to pass in the 30th year, in the 4th month, on the 5th day of the month, as I was among the captives by the river Kibar, that the heavens were opened, and I saw visions of God. On the 5th day of the month, which was in the 5th year of King Jehoiakim's captivity, the word of the Lord came expressly to Ezekiel, the priest, the son of Buzi, in the land of the Chaldeans, by the river Kibar, and the hand of the Lord was upon him there. Then I looked, and behold, a whirlwind was coming out of the north, a great cloud with raging fire engulfing itself, and brightness was all around it, and radiating out of its midst like the color of amber, out of the midst of the fire. Also from within it came the likeness of 4 living creatures, and this was their appearance. They had the likeness of a man. Each one had 4 faces, and each one had 4 wings. Their legs were straight, and the soles of their feet were like the soles of calves' feet. They sparkled like the color of burnished bronze. The hands of a man were under their wings, on their 4 sides, and each of the 4 had faces and wings. Their wings touched one another. The creatures did not turn when they went, but each one went straight forward. As for the likeness of their faces, each had the face of a man. Each of the 4 had the face of a lion on the right side. Each of the 4 had the face of an ox on the left side, and each of the 4 had the face of an eagle. Thus were their faces. Their wings stretched upward. 2 wings of each one touched one another, and 2 covered their bodies. And each one went straight forward. They went wherever the Spirit wanted to go, and they did not turn when they went. As for the likeness of the living creatures, their appearance was like burning coals of fire, like the appearance of torches going back and forth among the living creatures. The fire was bright, and out of the fire went lightning. And the living creatures ran back and forth, in appearance like a flash of lightning. Now as I looked at the living creatures, behold, a wheel was on the earth beside each living creature with its 4 faces. The appearance of the wheels and their workings was like the color of beryl, and all 4 had the same likeness. The appearance of their workings was, as it were, a wheel in the middle of a wheel. When they moved, they went toward any one of 4 directions. They did not turn aside when they went. As for their rims, they were so high they were awesome, and their rims were full of eyes, all around the 4 of them. When the living creatures went, the wheels went beside them, and when the living creatures were lifted up from the earth, the wheels were lifted up. Wherever the Spirit wanted to go, they went, because there the Spirit went, and the wheels were lifted together with them, for the spirit of the living creatures was in the wheels. When those went, these went. When those stood, these stood. And when those were lifted up from the earth, the wheels were lifted up together with them, for the spirit of the living creatures was in the wheels. The likeness of the firmament above the heads of the living creatures was like the color of an awesome crystal stretched out over their heads. And under the firmament, their wings spread out straight, one toward another. Each one had 2, which covered one side, and each one had 2, which covered the other side of the body. When they went, I heard the noise of their wings, like the noise of many waters, like the voice of the Almighty. a tumult like the noise of an army. And when they stood still, they let down their wings. A voice came from above the firmament that was over their heads. Whenever they stood, they let down their wings. And above the firmament over their heads was the likeness of a throne, in appearance like a sapphire stone. On the likeness of the throne was a likeness with the appearance of a man high above it. Also, from the appearance of his waist and upward I saw, as it were, the color of amber, with the appearance of fire all around within it. And from the appearance of his waist and downward I saw, as it were, the appearance of fire with brightness all around. Like the appearance of a rainbow in a cloud on a rainy day, so was the appearance of the brightness all around it. This was the appearance of the likeness of the glory of the Lord. So when I saw it, I fell on my face, and I heard a voice of one speaking. And he said to me, Son of man, stand on your feet, and I will speak to you. Then the Spirit entered me when he spoke to me, and set me on my feet. And I heard him who spoke to me, and he said to me, Son of man, I am sending you to the children of Israel, to a rebellious nation that has rebelled against me. They and their fathers have transgressed against me to this very day, for they are impudent and stubborn children. I am sending you to them, and you shall say to them, Thus says the Lord God. As for them, whether they hear or whether they refuse, for they are a rebellious house, yet they will know that a prophet has been among them. And you, son of man, do not be afraid of them, nor be afraid of their words, though briars and thorns are with you, and you dwell among scorpions. Do not be afraid of their words or dismayed by their looks, though they are a rebellious house. You shall speak my words to them, whether they hear or whether they refuse, for they are rebellious. But you, son of man, hear what I say to you. Do not be rebellious like that rebellious house. Open your mouth and eat what I give you. Now when I looked, there was a hand stretched out to me, and behold, a scroll of a book was in it. Then he spread it before me, and there was writing on the inside and on the outside, and written on it were lamentations and mourning and woe.
I have so many thoughts. First of all, I thought Ezekiel was an angel's name. Maybe I was wrong. Because in the beginning of this book, Ezekiel, it said it was someone's, I don't know, it was a human's name. Anyways, um, the description of what I'm guessing was an angel, right? With all the faces and the wings and the eyes and all of that. That's crazy, wild. I saw a video on YouTube, a YouTube short, of like, it was like AI produced, and it was like what, it showed like an AI animated, version of what the Bible describes an angel to look like, and it was crazy. I don't know. It's hard to say, but it was based off the Bible's description. So like when it's talking about all that stuff, I kept like picturing it in my head, And the third thing is, I mentioned this yesterday, and I just want to say it again because I don't know why. Lamentations, I could not stop thinking about the United States right now and how things are just so terrible. And it feels like God's like, okay, this is the direction you're going. Bad. It's gonna get worse. And I feel like God's giving us a chance to like turn back to him. And I'm so grateful because like I read this stuff in the Bible and I'm like, oh my goodness, like I couldn't even fathom wanting to, or feeling like I have to burn and cook my own child for food. I just, I don't know. I can't even fathom that. I just, things have been so chaotic in the US for so long now. And I feel like recently in the past, I think COVID was our tipping point. I think COVID is what really just sent everyone just kind of over the edge. And I don't know. I feel like right now God's like clearly just saying, like giving us a chance to turn back to Him. And I'm really, really, really hoping that, most of the country does. And I hope that we all are learning our lessons right now. And yeah, and I'm hoping that I can, to the best of my ability, do what God is guiding me to do, whatever His will is for my life. I know it's to help people. How exactly, I don't know. I'm just trying to follow God's will for my life. But I just really, really hope that I do it justice and I help God and fulfill His will for my life in the best way that I can. Because I would love to help people and help bring them home, to God with His help and guidance and, all that. Because even though it's hard sometimes, having God in your life is like, it was like, it was like the giant puzzle piece that was missing that brought the whole puzzle together. And I didn't even know that that was what was missing, this whole time. And I feel like now that I'm getting to know God, reading the Bible, I feel like the veil's being lifted and I'm seeing what's truly evil and what's good. And, seeing all that, it's like, I feel like I'm seeing life now. It's so similar to like the Matrix, when he takes that pill and then he's like, wow, I can see, like reality. It's like once you see that, it's like you feel like you're living in a completely different world that you had no idea that that was there before, It's so wild. But I'm so, so grateful because, you know, God is like the ultimate light and love and goodness. So it's like, why wouldn't you want to cling on to that? Why wouldn't you want to cling on to Him, get to know Him, have Him in your life, have that peace in Him and light and love? I don't know. Okay, guys. Well, I'll see you guys tomorrow for some more chapters and we'll keep chugging along. Bye.